Saints Walter Payton Man of the Year, All-Pro linebacker. Oh my gosh, the list is too long. DeMario, two-time Pro Bowler. You just wrapped your 14th season. How you feeling? What are you doing?
I'm blessed. Kay, what's happening? How you doing?
I'm great. I'm excited for Super Bowl. Wish you were playing in it, of course. We just had Sean Alexander. He wanted to make a pitch for you to go to Seattle.
Hey, Sean's a great dude, man. He's a great dude. They hot right now. I'm most excited for my boy Rashid Shaheed being over there doing his thing, getting a lot of love. He is balling. Yeah, it's fun. It's gonna be a good Super Bowl.
He's so quick. I love when the ball's in his hands. I think they could put the ball in his hands a little bit more. What a decision for, I guess, both sides, for him to go there at the buzzer. John Schneider, Executive of the Year, brings in, he sees something in Rashid Shaheed. When you're watching him, what are you thinking? What is so special about him that maybe we don't see when we're watching?
Well, I think, number one, everybody knows his speed is just next level. He truly has track speed, and not, there's a lot of fast guys in the NFL, but not everybody has track speed, and he has it. But I think number two is how incredibly hard he works at his craft. He has spent a lot of time, bulking up his body. He's a lot stronger and thicker than he was when he first came in the league. And he's really turned himself into an explosive receiver. And so not only is he a gadget guy that can return and run reverses, but he also can run routes and get open. And I think he's fell into a good system. Of course, KUBIAK has experience with him. He was with us last year. And so he knew, I guess, when there was talk around his name, he was like, yeah, bring him over here. We know what to do with him. And so I'm happy for him. Now he's in the Super Bowl. Yeah,
you spent last year with KUBIAK as your defensive coordinator. He's getting some head coaching love. How do you feel about that? What's the best quality that would translate into a head coach? OC, not DC.
I think him as an offensive coordinator, of course, he's one of these cutting-edge offenses. He comes from just a lineage of great offensive coordinators who've had a lot of success, offensive coordinators and head coaches in his league who've had a ton of success. He's modernized that offense or runs it in a way that it has evolved over time. But I think what translates from a coordinator to a head coach is really just being able to be the same guy every day and really capture the heart of the locker room. If you're able to do that as a head coach and guys are willing and ready to go to battle for you each and every Sunday, it's going to go well for you more than not.
You know better than anybody how much coaching matters, all of that. Your guy, Joe Brady, who you spent some time with, just got hired as the Bills coach. Breaking news. He was on the Saints staff, I think, 2017, 2018. Joe Brady, the new.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's. You spent time with him. What can you tell me about him in this fit?
Man, well deserved. He came up in that, Sean Payton tree, and glad he's been around and doing it at a high level for so long. So definitely glad that he's getting what he's deserved. I think he'll do great. He's one of those guys that players feel like they can relate to and connect with. Of course, he knows the ins and outs of this game. So really, really excited about that for him to get this as a head coaching job. Many more deserving.
DeMario, we got to see what your future holds. It's death taxes, and DeMario Davis outperforms his prior season. I drove my ass to Orange County and sat with you at training camp, and we did the thing. We do it every year, and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way he's going to outproduce or outperform. Like, this is not the way the world works. And you defy gravity, you defy everything. Career high in total tackles for the second year in a row, Davis. What does it feel like to have 143 total tackles in year 14?
It's unbelievable. It is a credit to number one, the unit of guys that I play with. They made it a joy to come to work every day. I had a phenomenal coordinator in Brandon Staley, so just being able to mesh and think about ball and talk high-level strategy each and every week helped me take my game to another level. And I think what I was more impressed with was not that it was a career high in tackles, though I wanted to have a career high in something. But it was really that I posted some of my best run defense numbers of my career. That was, I could feel it when I was playing, but to really see the statistics around it really was cool. And so it's like, man, I'm continuing to play at a high level, that's how I knew so early that I wanted to come back for next year.
And I think, the career highs is one thing, but it's just the consistency for me that you, like, 9th year in a row with 100+ combined tackles. That is not easy to do. That is bananas that you're able to do that. You also had 2 forced fumbles somehow this year. Can you please take me and talk me through this one against the Giants, my friend, in Week 5?
Yeah, so I'm dropping in the hook right there. That was one of my favorite plays, and that was a crucial moment. They getting ready to score before halftime, and I know what route they're getting ready to throw. They're gonna run this backside China route is what we call it, which is a vertical by number 2 and an inside route by number 1. And I wanted to kind of bait it and go, but he threw it a little quicker than I was anticipating. So I was like, dang, I missed it. And then it was just about making the tackle on the ground. And he comes, and I feel like, well, I don't want to miss him before he gets the first down. So I'm just trying to secure the tackle, and the ball is just like right there. So as I'm tackling, I hit the ball, and it come out, and I look up, and Jonah's running down the field, and that was truly a game-changer moment in the game, because we went on to get like 3 or 4 other turnovers after that.
DeMario.
Yeah.
The Giants never came close to scoring again. That was such a door-stopping moment. I remember talking about it the day after the game. Such a good moment.
Yeah, I mean, as a defender, we in our room we always say A players got to be A players, and what that means is really that the guys on the team are really gonna feed off the top guys, and so you're not going in just saying I want to make the big play. I just want to make my plays when they come my way, and so to be one of the guys to make a moment like that really triggers the rest of the team was really huge and felt good. And I feel like, but that's what you're supposed to do as a leader of a defense and leader of a team.
You bring up Staley, and like obviously being able to, I guess what you're saying is like the relationship matters, being able to sort of see somebody at your level or talk ball with them, or I don't know how you would describe that, but I know it's working if I look at the numbers, right? You, with this career year in tackles, Cam Jordan, 10.5 sack season. He's 1,000,000 years old. I'm kidding. Chase Young, love this for Chase Young, 10 sacks, won the last NFC Defensive Player of the Month we had. What about Brandon Staley, the scheme, the man? What brings out the best of this defense?
Man, Brandon is the man. He's the man. You know, as you've been talking about, like talking on his level, I'm not even talking on his level.
Huh?
I mean, he is up there. I mean, and we talk all the time. So the whole playoffs, we've been having dialogue about the games. And number one, he has an appetite for greatness that's just unmatched. And he has a confidence and the skill sets that he's acquired. And he knows how to mobilize his guys. He knows how to bring the best out of the guys. He knows how to put them in position. He knows how to motivate them. That's why you see, Cam, having a big year this year where people thought he was dropping off, but he just needed a coach that put him in the right position. Chase Young, everybody just talked about potential. But this year he really showed the greatness, and it was just by having a coach who motivated him. And I think Staley sees the game more than most defensive coordinators probably seeing in today's game.
Wow.
If you look at what we were doing defensively, like our quote is watch the silent tape. Like, don't listen to the narrative. Like, turn the film on and watch what our defense was doing. And this was with a lot of younger guys or guys who hadn't taken that many snaps. And we were going against offenses that really have had their system flowing, 5-6 years. I mean, our first 9 games through the Rams was a gauntlet. All the guys that we played were
100%
were playoff teams. And I think when you looked at the last round, all those guys we played this season.
100%. And then down the stretch, I wish the season didn't end when it did, because y'all really somehow turned a corner or something happened. Maybe Tyler got more comfortable. Like the way he ended his season, like the momentum feels like it's there with this Saints team.
Yeah, it was a lot of momentum that finished the season, and it'll be credible to see what type of offseason the organization has to continue that momentum, riding into next season.
Okay, well, okay, let's talk about it, because you're mentioning, as you're saying this about Brandon Staley, like your season is done, and Brandon checking. You guys are watching the playoffs together over text. You're checking in with each other. I imagine that's because he wants you to cook next year. You know, he sounds like Brandon really needs you back next year, as do Saints fans, as do I. You're a free agent this year. I know you said you're coming back. Where are we in the process of making you a Saint in 2026?
Yeah, I'm coming back to the NFL. That's I'm coming back to the NFL. You know, and I'm excited about that. I am super excited about that. You know, I keep training all the way through the Super Bowl, so my body feels great. And so I'm just excited. I'm just excited for the offseason, and we're finishing up these games, watching them through the Super Bowl, and then I'll get into my offseason training regimen and get ready to do it all over again. And however that plays itself out, we shall see.
I'm not frozen. I am speechless. DeMario,
Why are you speechless, Kay?
because I will start crying. I literally am tearing up. Do you see this? Because you have to,
Why are you tearing up?
Because you can't leave the Saints. DeMario, I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. Do I want it for you?
Why are you assuming that? Why are you assuming that?
Because you're not, because you said NFL and you're making me sad.
Why? Kay, I work for the NFL.
No, there's so few things I can depend on, but seeing you in New Orleans is it. That's it. More than Cam. Cam go, like Cam go. I always say to have Cam go. I mean, Seattle. So is Seattle interesting to you? What's interesting to you? What's a priority for you in free agency? And by the way, I know I'm being a little baby here, but you deserve to be wined and dined. You deserved all of the things, and all New Orleans fans would back you in whatever your next chapter would look like. That's absolutely true.
I appreciate that, Kay. That means the world. I think what as I'm watching these playoff games, and Brandon and I kind of talk about this a lot, is I'm looking at some of these defenses, and we live in an offensive, really loaded game. The game is slanted sometimes seemingly towards the offense, but really these offensive coordinators are minds. And you really have to get inside the matrix to understand what they're doing to really defend it well. And that's what we were able to do. I think like I saw what Brandon was drawing up for us and why he was drawing up for us. And I think a lot of the defenses are just one good player away from taking that next step as a defense. Some of these end of the game drives, they just shouldn't be happening to these defenses, but you really need that. Really need that general in the middle that can see that. And some of these guys, they have young players, and so some of these defenses just need a guy that can help their young guys take that next step. You know, how does like a Kool-Aid McKinstry take that next step? How does an Alontae Taylor go from good to being great? How does a Chase Young, being a borderline potential good guy, go to being a superstar, a dominant player in this league? Like, but they have to have a veteran that helps them take that next step. And I think that's what I'm noticing on a lot of these defenses. They don't have that. And so that's what's motivating for me, is like, that's why I think I bring the most value, is not only being what I am in the middle, but helping those younger guys take that next step, because it's a relational thing and not everybody has that. And so I think you just know your superpower, and you know, when everybody may need your service, but somebody may need your service more. And so that's how I kind of look at it. What, Kay? Why are you doing that?
Because I'm trying to think of, because it sounds like you're more open than I thought to. You've been very thoughtful about this. I'm excited for you. I'm trying to think of the teams that need that. The Jets need that. You and Aaron Glenn reuniting would be cool.
Yeah, hey, Aaron Glenn is the man.
Rams?
And
Seattle has a lot of cap space. Sean Alexander might have been right, huh?
You never know. You never know. I don't try to predict what God has the final say so. So I just try to I just try to ride it out. I'm good whatever happens.
What is Sean Payton gonna think when he sees this clip? What would that look? Could they use you? Would you be up for that reunion?
Man, I don't think they need much on defense. They got it. They flying high. They were right there. That was my pick to win it. And I just think, like, between Bo Nix and the elements, it just caught him, you know, and it's unfortunate. I know he's been itching to get that close for a while.
Yeah, but they're young on defense. This is a young defense. I think they could use what you're saying, a veteran presence to take them to the next level.
But they got my boy, you know, they got Roach over there leading the way.
I need you to know it says, thank you so much, DeMario. Can't wait for you to sign the dotted line in New Orleans. That's what my script says. But who knows? Go get wine and dine, DeMario. Get that bag, baby. Go get that ring. Love ya. See you soon. You're the best.